ladies and gentlemen, my Dark Knights and the Fantasy Cave podcast community. We are back with another episode of the Fantasy Cave podcast. Of course, it's not just with me. I actually have my co-host here, Funk, the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing, pal? Did you say hello?
I did, yeah.
Hello, priest.
Figured I'd try that out.
Hello, priest. We are here. We're gonna go. Listen, last time we did this together, we talked about this before we got on. We went way too long. This time is gonna be much different. We're not gonna do that. Um, luckily, with like I was talking to Funk before we got on here. Luckily, before we did this, everything was pretty smooth. Like we got like I think the maximum I went was like 50 some minutes. So like we're just going to cut out that going forward and then just talk about the games and make it more of an NFL podcast instead of just a podcast for a certain league. But I know you guys will understand. I haven't heard any. Huh?
Oh, sorry. That sounds good. I do take the blame for the podcast going so long because I kind
That
of got
was.
into the weeds a couple.
Hey, it was just me being a poor host.
Yeah, it was just two people that like to talk about football.
Exactly. Just two Brandons having a good time. Um,
Exactly.
just two Brandons having a good time. And yeah, we're gonna get into this. So week 9, it's hard to believe we're like there's like 5 weeks left in the season. Um,
Yeah,
I
it's moving along.
yeah, it is. It's shocking that we're this far, and luckily in most of my leagues I'm doing pretty good, except for the dynasty league I'm in with this guy. Um, I am fire sailing my entire team to load up on draft picks and get better players, but that's that's besides the point. Uh, this man always does pretty good in his league. I mean, so were you the
What's
were,
that?
were you the guy who traded for Justin Fields in your league?
No.
No. Okay. Good. Because I was like, dang it. I was like, I traded that guy to the to Clinton Confidence. I got dis.
I do gotta say because last time I was talking about how I was talking up Justin Fields so much, and then I watched him lose the primetime game that was shortly after that, and I might have to take back my statement on that because he
He
was looking bad.
he is doing well, and we'll talk about that and the trades once we get into the Bears Dolphins game. But we're gonna start off with the Eagles Texans. Basically, recap that game and then go into the slate. Um, Also, I will let you guys know some things will change in the coming weeks. Probably to make sure before Thanksgiving, so you guys can get the Thanksgiving stuff and we don't have to worry about any of that. I'll probably just do an episode on my own because, like, with me working all the time, it's very tough for me to get stuff out. And, like, this man over here, I'm sure he works a lot. So, like, I'll have to, like, pre upload that. If that's okay with
No,
you. Which we'll discuss that in another time and date. Huh?
I'm having a tough time hearing again.
It's probably an encoding error. Can you hear me okay now?
I can now, yeah.
Okay. It's probably just an encoding error, too much of the encoding problem. But we're running smooth now. Yeah, so, probably here soon. We'll talk about that once that time comes, but just some things will move around come no like near the week of Thanksgiving. But you guys will still get your episode. I promise. Some way, shape, or form, we'll get it out. But all things considered, let's go ahead and I will give the floor to you, sir, about your Eagles. Undefeated, by the way.
Sure. Undefeated. Yeah, looking good. I think the main takeaway from the Thursday game is that the Eagles are, which we've seen this a few times anyway, but the Eagles are very beatable.
They
Um,
are.
I don't think they're going to be able to maintain. the undefeated season. Unfortunately, they do have the schedule that could allow it, but they really do have trouble stopping the run, and that's even worse now with Jordan Davis out for at least 4 weeks.
Really? I didn't know he was out.
Special team, yeah, he's out, so that's gonna hurt.
Okay.
The run defense was pretty weak before we lost him, and
Yeah, Damian Pierce ran all over him.
yeah, he did, and it's again we've seen that before. DeAndre Swift did it.
Injured DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, so yeah,
Don't get me started on
unfortunately,
that piece of garbage.
running back can take can take advantage of that poor tackling. That it's poor tackling is what it is, and the special teams is pretty weak. There's been a lot of mistakes there, but hey, good teams find ways to win ugly games. You're not every game's gonna look pretty in the NFL. So
No.
as an Eagles fan, pretty exciting. Been pretty exciting to watch.
I will say, like, this was the first game that normally their team in the first they put up a lot of points in the first half and then second half they don't do anything. This was the first team a team actually stuck around with them and they actually had to put up points in the second half. Like I was
Yeah, and that was kind of a question. It's like how much of this is you guys are letting your foot off the gas, and how much is it just like you just can't play a complete game. So I do feel better about that a little bit after this game. So
yeah, I mean I will say like the offense looked really good. The offense looked really good. Jalen Hurts actually. I think this is going to be a test for them because it's like, what do you do when you're a young team? You've never under Nick Sirianni. This is the best they've ever done, and you are undefeated. You have all these eyes looking at you now. You're the best team in the league allegedly, and you have all these eyes on you, and you need to basically show everybody you deserve to be this undefeated team. Now, they haven't really been challenged other since this Texans game. Um, Even against the Cowboys, like, that next game they have against the Cowboys is going to be humongous because they still haven't played the Giants once yet, I believe, correct?
they haven't.
No, they haven't played the Giants.
That scares me because Saquon is gonna dice them up. I think
Yeah, say
I'm scared of that.
Saquon and the Giants' defense isn't that bad. They're actually pretty good, even like, but and they're gonna have to run because, dear God, you can't throw on them. Uh,
Right?
yeah, James Bradbury and him together, dear God, I forgot James Bradbury was there. But
I heard before this game that Slay was #1 in the NFL in
in PFF,
like the opposing quarterback, um, like the opposing quarterback's QB rating when he's thrown at him, and James Bradbury's #2.
that's a
So
dangerous
one of the biggest
combination.
games after last. Yeah, it's crazy though.
That's why they picked up Robert Quinn. Which that was the trade that they did make that really surprised me. Which once we get to my Bears, we'll talk about them because it's been such a roller coaster of emotions for me over the past several days.
Something to dig into there.
Yeah,
They're
stinking
they're
legally.
going through a full rebuild.
It's been odd because like I'm happy. We'll get into it here in a minute, but um
Sure.
yeah, all in all, like there's the whole Brandon Cooks thing right now. Why he didn't get traded, I have no idea. It looks like he's gonna do the whole Michael Thomas thing. He ain't gonna play anymore until he gets traded or let go or whatever. But all I'm saying is, unless you get clarification that Brandon Cooks is playing, you have better options. Just play someone else other than Brandon Cooks. Don't do it. The only guy you should be playing on the Texans offense is Dameon Pierce. That's it. Don't play anybody else. But we're going to get into the Sunday slate. Go
Play
ahead.
Philip Dorsett with some success.
Yeah, because he was the only guy available.
I like pulled him out in one of my leagues. Yeah, like I was in an emergency situation. I picked up Philip Dorsett, and I didn't even look. He got a couple big catches the ball.
I didn't even, like,
I don't know why I'm saying that because I wouldn't start him.
I
I
was
wouldn't be able to start him ever.
I was watching that game Thursday night and I was like, oh my God, is that Philip Dorsett? I was like, that's Philip
Yeah,
Dorsett.
around.
I was like, dear God, the Texans need help. I mean, Nico Collins is out. Brandon Cooks doesn't want to play for them. John Mechie has leukemia. Just there's a lot of stuff going on for them, and
It's a mess. It's a
it
mess.
it is. I mean, and poor Lovey Smith. I love Lovey. I love Lovey,
Oh, me too.
and it's just it just sucks that his offenses are never good for him ever. But
I know. Disappointed. You know.
I know his defense was good though Thursday. That's the problem.
That Bears team he had. Um, oh man, if they had
Don't
someone
remind
else.
me. I miss you, Papa Bear. I miss you, Boo Boo. Anyway,
He's awesome.
uh,
I like
the
Lovey Smith.
the beard is incredible. By the way, that's all I have to say about
I
that.
love the beard. I didn't recognize him, honestly.
No,
With the beard, I was like, whoa,
he's getting ready for Christmas.
he is.
He is. He's becoming Santa. He's slowly
Merry Christmas,
becoming.
everyone in Chicago.
He's slowly becoming Santa Paws. But please come back, Lovey. Anyway, moving on to Sunday, the Chargers at 4-3 facing off against the Atlanta Falcons. The NFC South leading Atlanta Falcons at 4-4.
That is. Yeah, who called that preseason?
Hey Brady, this wouldn't happen if you didn't go through a divorce. Why'd you have to go through a divorce?
Shaking up Billy.
Wow, Brady, he's doing it all over again. But in this game, I honestly feel like there's a lot of injuries. It just came out yesterday, which you guys don't have the Sleeper app. Get the Sleeper app. You get all your different updates before most of the people, like even ESPN and stuff like that, gives it to you. But the Chargers, it came out. Keenan Allen is probably out on Sunday. Josh Palmer is questionable. Uh, Austin Eckler popped up on the injury list, but now he is cleared and he's signed. And the only receivers that are available are DeAndre Carter, and if Josh Palmer doesn't play, Gerald Everett. That's it. That is it. So, other than Gerald Everett and Eckler, are you even interested in playing anybody else?
No,
No, I
I
didn't
don't
think.
think so.
No, no. I mean, in Herbert, you have to play Herbert, but with nobody except for Eckler and Everett, it may actually be really tough for him because, like, lately it has been. You haven't seen Herbert numbers. Like, you haven't seen, like, Herbert, like, last year he put up 30 points like it was stinking nothing every week. And now it's tough for him to just reach 20. So,
Right.
like, you're
I don't
in.
know what's going on there.
You're just. He has no targets. He has no one to throw the football to, really. And
Yeah,
teams know that. I mean, he really misses Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. That's why when the trade deadline came around, I thought they were going to pick up a wideout, and instead they didn't. Um, but if Josh Palmer plays, man, I mean, I'm playing him. I'm playing Josh Palmer because like I mean, it's the Falcons' defense. They don't scare me. AJ Terrell is out, so like with AJ Terrell out, yeah, I'm playing Josh Palmer if I'm desperate and need him. But
right.
that's other than that, like if he don't play, it's just Gerald Everett and Eckler and Herbert because you have to play Herbert. But I guess on the Falcons side for me, like we play it has been confirmed Cordell Patterson's back in practice. It is not confirmed that he is playing Sunday. If he plays, are you looking to play him at all? Like, if he plays, you're playing him, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can start him as a tight end, right?
Oh, Patterson?
Yeah.
Patterson can be started as running back or wideout. in some
But
formats.
yeah, I mean, I'll start. I start him regardless, really.
Yeah, because the Chargers actually are ranked worse again, the worst against the
Oh, you
run.
know who I'm confusing him with Taysom Hill. I think Taysom Hill you can start as a tight end.
Yes, Taysom Hill's the one guy who has all of his starts still. Which let me look and see if they've changed the rankings on here with his. If I can load it up.
You
Anyway,
got you got a guy like Cordero Patterson that's used in so many ways. He's gonna get his touches.
hmm
I'd like to start him.
well, and this is an offense too that they really don't care that they're down. They're gonna run the ball. So if Cordell Patterson plays, you're playing him. Uh,
Yeah.
Drake London.
Oh, that's a tough one, man. He's been a real disappointment lately. Started off like he was gonna be something else, but I don't know. I'm not. No, I don't want to start him.
No, no. He has to show me more before I start him.
Yeah, I agree.
The watch. Only thing I'll say is Kyle Pitts, Falcons. If this isn't the game, what?
No, just still the same conundrum with Kyle Pitts as a few weeks ago.
I know, I know. It feels like
He
the
has the
same.
talent. The production is just not there. But it's like you have to start him because
Yeah.
what other tight end do you have? You know?
It's because it's Cal Pitts, and like if he puts up 5 for 80 and a touchdown, like he did, I think was it last week or the week before, you're like, oh my god, it's happening, it's happening.
But
But
yeah,
I think, well, no, it was
that's
last
the
week.
territory I think where you might not want to play him. Like if I don't know,
I mean,
he just
I
hasn't been producing.
I will say this: don't play him this week, but play him next week because the team that they played last week, where they had a shootout, they play him again on Thursday night. They play the Panthers, so
Yeah,
Kyle Pitts apparently
he produced in that
dominates.
game, so he produced in that game, so you're starting him again. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
He's just been a major disappointment.
I mean, other than that, like I am going to pick the Chargers in this matchup to win. I feel like I I don't think the Falcons really have that big of a chance unless the Chargers falter.
Yeah, they keep stumbling into wins, but it's hard to believe in the Falcons. I'm definitely going Chargers also.
hmm Okay, perfect. Let's move on to the Bears and Dolphins. 3-5 Chicago Bears, 5-3 Dolphins. We're gonna make this real quick before I talk about my Bears. Dolphins. Tua, Jalen, Tyreek Hill, they're all starts. Don't even think about it.
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
Mike Gesicki, I mean, if you're feeling frisky, you can play the sicky, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, the one guy I do want to talk about, there was some trades. Raheem Mostert, I know he didn't have a great game last week, but the Bears just let go of Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn, which Robert Quinn, that's okay. Roquan, that one hurt. That one hurt a lot, but
Yeah,
it's
that was
okay. We did him right. He just went to Baltimore. He can't hurt us there. Um, but it hurts, man, because I love that man. And dang it, man.
that's a big loss. I mean, yeah, that's a big loss.
I will say though, like Raheem Mostert is still a start in my eyes too. I know he didn't have a great game,
Yes.
but what the Bears did against what Pollard did against the Bears last week, yeah, you're starting Mostert. I don't care if Jeff Wilson got traded there. Um, which
Yeah, with his big playability on that big play offense, I think he's an every week start. Honestly, with Tua healthy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, just take a look and see how much they implement Jeff Wilson, because he does know these are both running backs McDaniels had in San Francisco, so may have a reason to why Jeff Wilson's there. So don't, if you see Mostert losing a little bit, just be on the lookout for that. On the Bear side, see, now I talked about the. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's something to watch.
Yeah. But on the Bear side, here's the good. Okay, Fields, Justin Fields, he's shown some stuff. This is what they need to do with him every week. Let him be a Lamar Jackson light. Let him run the football if needed, keep the defense off balance, and throw the ball on play action, because right now they're number 1 yards per game in rushing.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
because Herbert's number 7 in the all yard or in rushing yards this year, and Montgomery's been pretty good. And then you have Fields running the football now as well. So he's been getting 70, 80 yards almost every single week. So, and Fields did not turn the football. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. That's what they need to do. I agree. They need to let him just let him be him. He has I really do love Justin Fields. I love his talent. I love the athleticism, and the arm talent is insane. Um, they need to get him weapons.
And they
But
did
I
get
don't
him
know
a
who that would
weapon.
be right now.
Yeah, they did get him a
They did.
weapon in the trade deadline, which perfect segue there.
Oh, it's Claypool. Claypool.
Yeah, they
Sorry.
did get Claypool, which good on them getting that pick there, because Claypool's actually younger than the rookie they drafted this year. First of all,
Yeah, Claypool's still young.
and second of all,
And again,
Claypool.
just another guy just teeming with physical talent.
Exactly, and we have another receiver that's not just a speedy wide receiver. We have a guy who actually has contested catches, and he's been doing pretty good with the contested catches. That's honestly what we've been missing, is a big, tall receiver. We get him, we get Young. That's what we need to see. That's a good building block. So
It really is,
okay,
yeah.
we lose with the bad kind of outweighed the good, but it kind of offset because Fields has been doing better. Fields has not been the reason why. Well, he was the reason why they lost for one play, but Micah Parsons, which I was watching the game with my dad. He's a Cowboys fan. A little story time here. And the play, I don't know if you saw it, but Micah Parsons got a fumble and he's down on the ground, and Fields had a chance to just touch him, and instead he hopped over him. And guess what Parsons did? Returned it for a touchdown.
Yeah, he was. That
I
guy's
know.
a nasty man.
Um, that was probably one of the. See, that's the thing. Fields didn't turn the football over, but he made up for it in that bonehead play. He's still young. He'll get there. But,
Yeah, Parsons almost ruined our game against Dallas.
yeah.
The second half, Lane Johnson went out with a concussion, and Parsons just started eating up our backup
See,
tackle, and
Parsons
it was pretty scary.
Parsons to me is like the next DeMarcus Ware. He
Yeah,
truly is. He is. You have to double team him, or he's gonna just bowl right through you. He can do so many different things.
and he could drop back and cover really well too.
Yeah, I think
If I'm Dallas, I'm sending him at the quarterback every play.
I think
That's just
last
that
week
disrupts the game so much.
he actually was covering. I think Darnell Mooney. He covered Darnell Mooney on a play.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and
Yeah,
he kept up with
I'm
him.
surprised. He's just an athlete. The guy's just an athlete.
Yeah, absolutely. Now in this game, the Dolphins win this game. So I'm picking the Dolphins. I hate to go up against my Bears, but Bears, I'm sorry, you're not stopping this offense.
The Dolphins when they have Tua back there when they're all healthy, like they are again now. They are one of the scariest teams in the league.
They are. They are. It's
They
that
they
offense,
scare
man.
me. They should be scaring the. If I was the Bills and the Chiefs, I'm watching them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
The
them.
Bills are. They beat the Bills, so the
Yeah.
Bills are watching.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that next game against them is going to be it's going to be brutal because the Bills like they're the best team in the league right now, but if they screw up, Dolphins can overtake them real quick. So they need to be careful with that, especially if they fix the defense. So moving on to the Panthers at 2-6, and the Bengals at 4-4. Um, in this game, Jamar Chase, before the last time we recorded, Jamar Chase is out. It says it could be about 4 weeks. They are not putting him on IR, so it looks like it's going to be more the 4 weeks than the 6 to 12, which is great. But they just came off of a brutal loss to the Browns. They couldn't do anything. It's not looking good, but this is the get right game because they play the Panthers, and the Panthers defense sucks.
The
So
Pants are a hot mess.
yeah, Joey Burrow. We're playing Joey Burrow. Uh,
Sure, yeah.
Joe Mixon. I mean, you gotta play him every week. Um, he at some point he has to break out. At some point he has to start doing stuff, and I think this is the week because no Chase. T. Higgins is there, but honestly, like other than that, like, what you gonna start Hayden Hurst? Like, no, I think Joe Mixon will be all right. And of course, we just talked about him, T. Higgins.
I'm starting Mixon every week. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and T. Higgins to me, like I'll say this: T. Higgins is a sell high candidate for me in trades and stuff like that because, um, you can get a haul for him because one, he's the number one receiver, and right now, and he's getting all the targets because Jamar Chase is out. Him and Tyler Boyd both. So like you could probably sell high on Tyler Boyd even and get like a huge upgrade at say your running back position. Like say you can get like a Miles Sanders or a Cordero Patterson. I would do it. I would 100% do it for Tyler Boyd.
I tried to sell T Higgins high. This was a while ago before Chase was out. To you, if you remember, I
Yeah,
forgot who I tried to pick up,
yeah, I do.
and which I didn't blame you. Yeah,
Hey, Pity City, by the way, is still for sale. Which we'll talk about him later. But
yeah.
speaking of trades that I have made, the Panthers, DJ Moore. Wow, who would have thought? You get rid of two of your biggest contenders in the passing game and the quarterback, and you're the only one to target, and you get 10 targets a game. Who would have thought? DJ Moore needs to be started every week until he. Yeah, DJ Moore needs to be started. Yeah, he needs to be started every week regardless. Until he doesn't get targeted as much anymore.
Yeah, I picked him up in one redraft league, and he's been the last 2 weeks really coming on
Like
really
I
well.
like I traded for him in leagues to hope that he would get traded to like Kansas City or like
Oh, that would be nice.
yeah, just to another team, but instead Kadarius Toney went to Kansas City. So okay, and then when they didn't trade DJ Moore, I was like, "Oh, okay. Don't know how that's going to work." But then he starts improving and he starts doing really well, and PJ Walker's throwing him the football like crazy. So DJ Moore needs to be started, and a guy who I'm surprised he's been doing this good is Deontay Foreman. He had 3 touchdowns last week. Um,
Yeah, he's got a great run style. Fits what the Panthers used to do back when they had they had
Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo
D'Angelo
Williams.
Williams.
Yep.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, because Chuba's
Back
the Jonathan Stewart. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly, like now the Bengals defense. Bengals defense, run defense is actually pretty good. Honestly, like, you have to play Deontay Foreman with the way he's doing. But if you have a better option, I would play someone else over him. Just because next week they play the Falcons again, and last time they played the Falcons, he had 3 touchdowns. So
Yeah, I would argue that you're starting Deontay Foreman every week at this point.
yeah,
It seems like he's blowing up, man. McCaffrey's not there. This just could be a system that's more, suited to running backs. So
you can be hoping for
personally, I don't know.
the
I think I'd be
touchdowns too. Yeah,
disappointed if I have Deontay Foreman on my team. Yeah,
yeah, I'm hoping for
you
the
know he's gonna
touchdowns.
score
Yeah,
touchdowns. That's not and that's not gonna be sustainable.
no,
Right?
no, 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 no.
Not for a game.
Until Chuba is fully healthy, then no, I don't think that'll happen. But
Right.
um, so I think the Bengals get back on track in this game and win this game. Are you going the same path or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
good, good, good. We're on the same page.
I don't love the Bengals, but I can't pick the Panthers to beat anyone.
No.
I don't know.
So here's a
I don't
shocker.
know.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know who's worse than the Panthers to me.
The Texans. Or
Well,
this
I might have agreed with you until Thursday. They played pretty well on Thursday. I think hats off to them. I think they gave Philly a really tough game.
or the team we're going to talk about right now, which is the 1-6 Lions against the 3-5 Green Bay Packers. Think about that.
All right.
Three.
Where is this game?
It is at Detroit. It is 3.
This is it.
The
This
Packers.
is it for Aaron Rodgers.
The Packers are
Tell me
3-5.
They're gonna take it to him. I'm spoiler alert. I'm picking the Lions this week.
Oh, whoa. So I am kind of inching towards that too because it is said that Alan Lazard is going to be a game time decision now for Sunday. So
Okay.
no Lazard. Tunyon has been pretty good. Honestly, the only guy I'm looking to play in the Packers offense, if you're desperate, Robert Tunyon for tight end, but Aaron Jones is the only man. And I feel like you have to play.
Aaron Jones is a start. What's going on with Dobbs? Is he?
Dobbs had a touchdown last week.
What's that?
But Dobbs had a touchdown last week, but he's been dropping the ball a lot. So,
Okay.
I mean, if you have a better option, I play. But Dobbs can be played if you're in desperate like flex consideration.
He's not somebody you want to start.
No,
If
no,
you own him.
no. Another guy made of glass that we want to talk about is DeAndre Swift. He's so good. I just want you to play, Swift. I just want you to play. He popped up on the. Go ahead.
Oh, he's just such a talent, man. Yeah, you got to have him in. They're not going to be the same team without him. Jamal Williams is great, also.
I'm in a situation where in several leagues that it's either should I play Swift, she came out and said that he is not going to be 100% probably the rest of the year, or do I play Jamal Williams? Because like DeAndre Swift is still going to get catches and stuff, but like, do I just play Jamal Williams now? So like, I don't know, but he's questionable, so I'll wait and see what happens Sunday. If they give me a clarification he's going to be on a pinch count, Jamal Williams is in over Swift. If they don't, you got to play Swift, unfortunately. The other thing I do want to talk about.
It definitely comes down to Swift's status.
Yeah.
If not, Jamal Williams can and most likely will give you a nice game. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and against his old team, too, so he always dominates his old team, so. T.J. Hawkinson is gone. So with T.J. Hawkinson gone, Amon-Ra is a must-start every week. Yeah. Uh, Other than that, you're not starting anybody else throwing the football. No, just don't. And in this game, do I want to go with you on the Lions? Or do I want to take the... Oh, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go the Lions. Screw you, cheeseheads. I'm going the
At
Lions.
the end for Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, the Lions really gave the Dolphins a tough time.
They did.
You know,
They did.
they almost had that one. They almost had Philly for a little bit.
They were up 14
Where
points against Philly at one point, weren't they?
I don't think that.
Or was it the
I think
Dolphins?
so.
Yeah.
They were at least up 7 on Philly.
It,
They were winning at one point. Philly pulled ahead, and then they came back at the end and made it a game again. They really showed a lot of fight, and I just think the Lions are that team that I'm just waiting for. And it's not easy when your top weapons are hurt. Swift is struggling with the injuries. They've had a tough time with that, but I feel like they're not far away from turning the switch and being at least a middle of the tier kind of a team.
and
They
Jamison
got some good
Williams. Jamison Williams should be back
yeah, when he's up there.
soon. So when he's back, that'll give another
Yeah, you got to worry
factor.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh yeah, picture that offense. All healthy plus Jamison Williams. That's a scary offense. That's
Yeah.
a real scary
Yeah.
offense.
Yeah. And I think that's why they let go of TJ
Jamison Williams
Hawkinson.
is going to be taking the top off of defenses like few people can. I mean, this that's like Tyreek Hill speed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
And of course the Sun God always does well, so here's another team I will say, like, I know they're 2-6, but their record does not show how well they have done. Is the Jacksonville Jaguars at 2-6 against the 2-5 Raiders. Um, Remember how we said the worst teams in football? Yeah, the Raiders may have that. The Raiders may have that. And we talked about Aaron Rodgers being done. I think this may be the end of Derek Carr. I think
maybe.
I really do think that
I know
Derek.
when you have.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're
You were
good.
breaking up there.
No, you're fine.
Oh, I was saying when you have Devonte Adams and you're looking like they look. I don't know.
I mean, guys that
Not a lot of
performed
hope for Derek Carr.
just aren't performing. And Darren Waller's injured constantly right now, um, which sucks for them as well. So it kind of makes it one dimensional for them, where it's just like cover Josh Jacobs and Devonte Adams and call it a day. And Jacksonville's going to do that all day. You're playing Devonte Adams regardless, and Josh Jacobs, yeah. But other than that, that's it. I'm not playing anybody else from the Raiders. The Jags, like Travis Etienne, since James Robinson's been traded, has been one of the best running backs in the league. So
Yeah, ETN's been a beast.
I honestly feel like he's gonna end the season as a top 5 running back. I, I feel like you're starting him regardless every single week. Other than that, like Christian Kirk, I'm willing to play him against the terrible Raiders secondary. And I want to talk about a tight end that he's been consistent out of all the chaos of the tight ends. Evan Ingram has been one of the most consistent tight ends in the league.
Yeah,
I'm playing him.
yeah, for years too. He's been doing that.
I, I'm-
I like Evan Ingram.
I mean, I'm playing him until he proves otherwise. He's actually my tight end start of the week because of this. And the Raiders just they're terrible offense or defense, so I'm not scared of that. So this game could go either way. I don't know what you think about who's going to win this game, but I want to lean the Jaguar side because They almost beat the Broncos last week, which isn't that big of a task, but still.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Jaguars also.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling. But we're gonna move on to we're gonna like rapid fire some of these real quick. We're just going a little quicker because we have about like 20 minutes left in the episode here. The Colts at 3-4-1, and the Patriots at 4-4 face off in this game. Patriots got back to 400. Colts decided to bench Matt Ryan, and Texas legend Sam Ehlinger is now the starting quarterback. What are you doing? I mean, I know it's going to be better than Matt Ryan, but Colts. I mean, I understand. You traded Nyheim Hines away to the Bills. Jonathan Taylor can't do anything. He's probably. Oh, actually, I got a message. Taylor is most likely going to be out tomorrow. So, Deion Jackson, go grab him. Go grab him. Because no JTT.
Yeah, that's not good.
And we'll talk about him. Like, are we looking to trade him away because he's just been so bad? Or are we just hoping that he. Yeah,
If you
like,
can find someone that wants to give up what they're gonna have to give up
for the number
to
one
get him,
overall pick, yeah.
because uh you're not getting a top tier player for Jonathan Taylor at this point.
No.
But you also you can't go. I don't know. I think to me it's just tough to trade Jonathan Taylor because he is Jonathan Taylor. Like nobody's gonna want him. You're not gonna want like anything that someone's gonna be willing to give up to get him because they're not. I don't know. It's hard.
It's a
It'd
mess.
be hard to find a trade partner for Taylor.
And the other Colt I want to talk about is Pity City, Michael Pittman Jr. Um, do not play him this week. I know he looked pretty good in full point PPR, but this is the Patriots defense. They will shut down their number one option, and if Jonathan Taylor doesn't play, they are going to go full bore to shut down Pittman.
You're 100% right. That's Belichick's thing, man. He'll take away what you want to do.
I don't play the game
If
with
JTT's not in there, Pittman's not. Pittman's gonna get a lot of attention.
like every time I have a player in fantasy that plays the Patriots, I'm like, what are the injuries? What's it look like? Because like if it's like one person they have to cover, yeah, I'm not looking too good with that. I'm not playing him this week, but I'll play him next week because I'm pretty sure next week he's got a much easier matchup.
Well, Las Vegas next week.
Yeah, I'll play Vegas. Yes, I
Can't
will.
wait to talk about that.
Yeah, I will 100% play that.
Just as an Eagles fan, because I'm looking at his schedule now. Then it's Philly the week after. You playing them against Philly?
No, God, no. You're playing them every other week.
I think I might play him against. I don't know. It is tough. Their secondary is looking good. I mean, uh, but I don't know.
Those are just too deep. Like with Sam Ehlinger, he's got to show me that he deserves a start. I mean, he had
That's
7
what I was gonna say.
catches,
You gotta
and he had that.
put your confidence in him a little bit right now until we see what Ellinger is gonna be.
Mm-hmm. And he had that touchdown in his hands last week, and he just dropped it. I was like, that could have helped.
Yeah,
That could have helped 100%. So, um, Patriots side, Ramondre Stevenson and nobody else.
I'm trying to think. But yeah, I would think so. That sounds about
I
right.
mean, I'm looking at Jacoby Myers, but I'm not looking to start him.
No.
No. And in this game, who we
That's a good pick.
choose?
I've always hated Patriots offenses for
Mm,
fantasy because
me
and
too.
even when their offense is good because it's like one week it's LeGarrette Blunt going off and then the next week it's
Danny Woodhead.
I forget they always yeah exactly
I was like, what the heck?
and that goes for their yeah one yeah Belichick will just choose or whatever they
Or it's
they
James White every other week.
James White, that's who I was trying to think of. James White, and then there was another one.
Kevin
At the
Falk.
same time, I'm really feel like there was something another. I don't know.
Rex
They
Burkhead
always have like three Rex Burkhead. They always have like 3 to 4 running backs that like
that are annoying.
depending on the game and what their plan is, like they might run one real heavy one week and one the next, and you can it's like impossible to guess.
Uh, and who we picking in this matchup, my guy?
Um,
I'm gonna go for the upset and pick the
I have
Colts.
this is a hard one to pick for me. Um, I don't love what I'm seeing from either team.
Me
I'll
neither.
go just to be contradictory. Just to be contradictory to you, I'll just go with the Patriots.
Of course you
Uh,
will.
both of these teams, I don't know. I don't know what to make of either of these teams. They're both teams that you feel like could be better, but they're not putting
They're not.
a good product on the field
No.
week to week.
No. Moving on to the 6-1 Bills and the 5-3 Jets. Um,
That's a good
th-
matchup.
yeah, that's going to be a very good matchup, and we're going to make this quick because Bills. Start all your Bills if you can, except for Dawson
Start
Knox.
all your Bills. Yes.
Start all your Bills. The usual ones. Don't start the ones that just got traded there.
Yeah. Oh, that's. I wanted to ask you how do you feel about Nyheim Hines though?
It all depends.
He's
Like,
hurt and you don't know what to make of it yet. Yeah, it's like you have to see.
I'm doing a wait and see approach, to be honest, because like
Yeah, me
with
too. Because I have him in a league and I'm just sitting him right now.
yeah, I picked him up in a couple
I
leagues
don't.
just to sit him at the bottom of the bench just to
I
see.
don't anticipate him breaking out in any kind of way. I think you're going to see from him maybe pretty much what he was in
Well,
Indianapolis.
that's what I'm
But who
hoping
knows?
for.
Yeah, yeah, because it could be worse than that. He might not get the attention in that offense
I'm hoping he
that he
just gets dump offs and he just does what Hines does.
Yep.
Does stuff with the ball in his hands. Jet side.
Yeah,
Um.
with Josh Allen, it could work too.
Oh yeah,
It's
100%.
interesting. It's interesting to watch. Sorry,
No, you're fine.
go ahead.
I'm not starting any Jet. None.
Yeah,
Other than
yeah. I
maybe
don't.
Garrett Wilson if you're desperate in a flex position, but I'm not playing anybody in the Jets.
That is a true desperation. He's yeah again because I have him. Um, I don't know. He has the upside, but I just don't trust him.
Well, and Zach Wilson is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league right now, so
Yeah,
doesn't help. Bills all the way. We're both choosing Bills, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I
Hands
thought.
down.
Next we
I
have
think
the
I would pick against the Bills again.
yeah. Next next we have the Vikings 6-1, Commanders 4-4. Vikings. I mean, your start. This is gonna be another easy one. Start all your Vikings.
Yeah,
Start all your Vikings. Um, T.J. Hawkinson, wait and see approach. I want to start him week one that he just joined a new team, but just see what he does. And on the Commander side, like uh, if you need a stream start, I would play Taylor Heineke. The Vikings defense does not scare me. Terry McLaurin is actually my wide receiver start of the week because the Vikings defense bleed points to the wideouts, and Taylor Heineke showed it before. He does not care who is covering Terry McLaurin. He will throw the ball to Scary Terry in double, triple coverage, and he will catch it. So it doesn't matter. And he's the only one available right now, so
I like Heineke.
I do.
He's not the best quarterback, but hey, anything's better than Carson Wentz.
And that's the title of our show, ladies and gentlemen.
Anything's better than Carson Wentz. Yeah.
Anything's better than Carson Wentz. That's what I'm going to title the episode.
You got a number 2 overall pick with a 33 million a year contract.
Mm,
Cut from a team or traded from a team to another team for their first round pick, and they're getting rid of him a year after that. And then he's on, somebody else picks him up. He's benched halfway through the season. He's done.
yeah,
He's done.
Yeah, he's and he doesn't deserve the money that he gets. He doesn't.
No,
He he
not at all.
he really doesn't. And it's a shame because not all of it is his fault. He suffers from a lot of injuries. He's just very
Yeah,
injury prone.
he was on a 9-game win streak in 2017. He tore his ACL, and he's never been the same after
Yeah,
that.
he can barely
And I think that's
walk.
part of it. I think a lot of it's mental for him because then he watched the backup come in and win the Super Bowl that was supposed to be his. And
Mm-hmm.
he just, I don't know. So he just has never been the same since that. He holds the ball too long. He just makes the most ridiculous
Decisions.
mistakes. Like every game, you can count. Yeah, you can just count on like three absolute bonehead moves. It's just, yeah, I kind of feel bad for him, but then I kind of don't because you hear all this stuff, and the reason why teams are so quick to let him go is he's apparently just a terrible person to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Spoken like a true Philly fan
yeah,
who used to have him as their quarterback.
that's my spiel on Carson. And yeah, and if you would have asked me what I thought about Carson Wentz in 2017, you would have heard a much different answer. But
I mean, I agree. Things can change from one year to the next, but
yeah,
in this game, like other than the running backs, for the Commanders, I would not play either one. I have to see more. I'm not playing Brian Robinson. I love Brian Robinson, but there's just so calamity in that run game. I'm not starting either one, and I'm picking the Vikings to win that game. I can't pick the Commanders to stop that high-powered offense.
yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer there.
Yeah. But moving on to the Seahawks at 5-3. Do you know the Seahawks lead that division, by the way? And the 3-5 Arizona Cardinals. Um, in this game, honestly, dude, Kenneth Walker, play him, play him, play him, play him. The
I'm
Cardinals,
sorry, I missed that.
Kenneth Walker.
Oh, Kenneth Walker. Oh yeah, he's a start every week
Yeah,
now.
you need to start him every week. Gino is actually playable in this game as well. If you are one of the people who have like 16, have your quarterback on bye, you can definitely play him against the Cardinals defense. Kyler Murray, I don't need to tell you this. You're playing Kyler. The running backs for the Cardinals, no.
Well, Call of Duty was released a few weeks ago, so
That's right. Call of Duty was.
you are starting Kyler Murray, but you're kind of worried now. It's after October, so.
Yeah, you're kind of worried.
But no,
Yeah.
I'm kidding mostly. I'm starting Kyler Murray.
But don't expect a lot of points from him. His K to D ratio is really bad right now. Um, he's going to be really. For those of you that follow competitive Modern Warfare, you guys will know that. But in this game, I think DeAndre Hopkins and Zach Ertz, and that's it for them. And then on the Seahawks side, like you have to start Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, and that's also it. But the Cardinals are really bad against tight end. Like they're the worst in the league against tight end. Are you looking, if you're in desperate need of a tight end, to play Noah Fant or Will Disley?
Mm,
I mean, I'm in a league. I'm in our dynasty league. I have to play Will Disley.
yeah,
I have to play the
I
big.
almost picked him up in one of my leagues that I needed a tight end desperately, and um he's definitely not a bad play. I was looking at him.
Yeah, I mean the Cardinals defense, him and Fant, they should be fine. But in other than that, like you thinking of anybody else at the moment, or is that pretty much it?
Um, did you go over the receivers? I'm
I
sorry, I
did.
missed
I
that.
did. It was really quick. I just talked about Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and DeAndre Hopkins are all
You're
starts, and that's it.
you're playing them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting the receivers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be it.
Okay.
Kenneth Walker,
See,
obviously. Yeah.
Seattle or the Cardinals?
Seattle's been a nice surprise. It's been fun to watch, and Cardinals, I don't know. They are what we thought they were.
Thank you, Denny Green.
But they are what we thought they were. They looked all right for a couple weeks, and they're just gonna fizzle out. I think. I don't. I just don't. Something about the Cardinals. They just annoy me.
I mean, I'm going to take the Cardinals in this game.
Okay.
It's probably going to come back and bite me in the rear, but I'm going to take the Cardinals. Moving on.
Why not? I mean, they're a good team.
Yeah.
They can be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's true with any team, really.
Mm-hmm. Moving on to the biggest disappointments in the year so far: the Rams at 3-4 and the Buccaneers at 3-5. We are gonna run through these last three matchups because we have 5 minutes left in this episode, so we're gonna try and run through this as quickly as possible for you guys.
Hey, I don't have anything to say about either of these teams.
No, pretty much Rams. Rams, it's easy. It's Cup, and that's it. It's Higbee, that's it. Buccaneers, it's Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and the dump truck, Leonard Fournette, and that's it.
Yep.
In this game, who we choosing?
I don't even want to pick, but I'm gonna go with the Rams. I feel like the Bucks are a little bit more of a dumpster fire, but I don't know.
I'm gonna pick the Bucks. I think Leonard Fournette, the lack of run game for the Rams is gonna kill them because instead of picking up Kareem Hunt or someone in the trade deadline, they did absolutely nothing. So
Yeah, true. At least the Bucks do have Fournette to fall back on.
and Cooper Kupp is questionable. If he doesn't play, who are they going to throw the football to?
Yeah, if Kupp doesn't play, I definitely pick the Bucks.
Yeah. Next, the Sunday Night Football, the Titans at 5-2 against the Chiefs at 5-2. It looks like Tannehill is questionable for this game. If he does not play, it's going to be Malik Willis. I'm not playing him against the Chiefs, obviously. The only guy I'm looking to start, this one's another easy one. It's the Yeti, Derrick Henry, and on the Chiefs side, it's the usual suspects.
Right.
And
Right.
Juju.
Real quick, if I would say if there's a possibility Malik Willis plays, I would never start him. But if you're desperate for a quarterback, not a bad idea, I think, to pick him up and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Not
mean,
betting on it, but if I'm like, dude, I need a quarterback and I have nobody, I don't know, I'd try it.
yeah. I mean, and I'm playing Juju against the Chiefs. Other than that, like, I'm hoping for MVS to fall in the end zone. Kadarius Toney is worth to be looked at, but do not start him yet. I want to see what he does in his first game there. And just other than that, like, so this is the toughest game to pick from. I'll be completely honest with you. I think the Chiefs take it, but I'm really close to the Titans because the Titans in the regular season they do very well against these teams they shouldn't beat.
They do. They always do. They always like sneak into the playoffs somehow. They like sneak in, but they're like the first round.
It's Vrabel. It's Vrabel's coaching. It's Vrabel's coaching. But who are you choosing?
Last year, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I can't pick against the Chiefs, but yeah, it'll be good.
Perfect. Last game. Monday Night Football. The 5-3 Ravens against the 3-5 New Orleans Saints. In this game, before this came out, Rashad Bateman is out for the year. He is done. He has a Liz Frank injury. He is done. Gus Edwards, he is questionable to play. Mark Andrews is questionable to play on Monday night. So in this game, if you have them in your lineup, you're really looking like, your options are really low. So you better hope you picked up Isaiah Likely, because if Mark Andrews doesn't play, I am smashing the play on Isaiah Likely. But other than that, like, it's Lamar, and that's it, really, for the Ravens, because I'm not looking to play Devin Duvernay.
trust him week in, week out. I actually might. I wouldn't count Duvernay out actually.
Yeah. Against the
Marcus
Saints,
Bateman's out.
against the Saints defense, I mean, it all comes down to if Lattimore's playing. So if Lattimore's not playing, you can play Duvernay. But and on the Saints side, they also came out too that Michael Thomas is also done for the year. So Thomas is done for the year. Landry isn't playing. And the only guys you're playing on this team is Olave and Kamara. And that's it. And like, if you're desperate at tight end, you could play Taysom Hill, but I wouldn't. The Ravens just got Roquan Smith, so that may change a little bit for their defense. So
That's a little scary.
Him and Patrick Queen, holy shnikes! I just realized that it's him and Patrick Queen.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Holy crap! Oh my God, Ravens! You can suck a big fat dong. Like, holy crap! Anyway.
That defense is terrifying. Don't look the same though without Wink Martindale this year so far. But
No. But that'll change. I think this is the game they will have a good game defensively. I mean, Andy Dalton's playing against them, so that's a given. Who we picking?
Oh, Andy, the Red Rocket. Yeah, I'm definitely going Baltimore.
More like the red BB gun.
I'm still, now at this stage, the red BB gun. What was that? What did that kid get in the Christmas Story?
The red rifle. Yeah, it was Red Rifle.
Oh, okay, that's probably what he was named after already then.
Yeah.
My bad. But yeah, I'm still waiting for the Ravens to turn it up.
Yeah.
I think they're going to.
They just keep losing pieces.
I know, but I just think they're the kind of team that they're going to be there at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And the Saints are going the wrong way.
They're in rebuild mode. And they've lost some pieces and. They're quarterback away. The Saints haven't had good quarterback play since Breeze left, so they need that back. They really do. So, I'm picking the Ravens as well, and we made it. We officially made it. We have completed all the matchups, and we did pretty good. Not to the limit we did last episode, just like 2 minutes over an hour, but that's pretty good. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you all did enjoy, feel free to go ahead, hit that like button. We greatly appreciate that. Also, subscribe to my channel as well. We've been booming lately. And thank you so much to Funk again for joining me. Do you have any final words before I wrap up, sir?
I don't think so.
All right. Thank you. And as always, stay awesome, Fantasy Cave community. See you later.